Yeah, you read the YouTube title right. Ghoster. That's this movie's name. I bet it doesn't remind you of any other friendly ghost movie, does it? This movie came out in the year 2022 on I don't know what month or day. The only thing I could find was that it just spontaneously showed up at my local Walmart one day. I couldn't find much about the company that produced it, Grindstone Entertainment, except that it's a sub-company to Lionsgate Studio, and it produced mostly shitty movies. The director, Ryan Belgart, is mostly known as a visual artist, but he also directed some movies, like Ghoster. But it mostly looks like they're just dinosaur-based movies. That's really about it. I tried really hard to find out about this movie, but besides of what I just told you, the only thing I could find out was that it was from the producers of C.I. Ape and Joey and Ella, the Kangaroo Tale.
A talking ape?
I prefer chimp.
So clearly I'm wrong. This is a perfect movie right here. Brace yourself, people. This movie is pretty bad. The movie starts with giving us some backstory.
Legends tell that in the midst of the 15th century, the wickedest of dragons blackened the skies across southern England with his reign of terror.
Oh yeah, of course. You know, when I was watching the Casper movie as a child, I remember I looked up at my mother and I wondered, where the fuck was Smaug in all this?
His name was Yugioh.
Okay, so a dragon from 15th century England, whose name is Yugioh, which is Japanese for person. Am I getting that right?
This continued until the brave Sir Arthur Miller slayed Yugioh, the last of his kind, finally bringing peace to the land.
The land of what? The land of what?
Death, however.
Oh, we're just going to move on? Oh, that's alright, don't establish where the last dragon in history was slain or anything. And peace within the land? In the midst of the 15th century was the War of the Roses, so if there was peace, there wasn't peace for very long. Also, I don't know who needs to hear this, but dragons aren't real.
And with the help of an evil wizard, his ghost passed back into our world.
Oh, so now there's an evil wizard in all this. By the way, this is the only time we see the wizard in this fucking movie. He never makes an appearance outside of the book. They clearly didn't try.
And the aptly named Sir not appearing in this film.
I mean, look at this. Death Tyron no undel heji wigan monet unled dugad. What is this, a storybook or Latin to summon a demon?
The wizard told the ghost dragon, capture their life force within this diamond. A male and a female, no more than 50 years apart.
Okay, so what the fuck is the wizard getting out of all of this? I mean, it's not like he's sticking around to make sure great value Alduin is getting all the souls needed. And seriously, he has to do this for 500 years? How often does he have to do this? It said a male and a female no more than 50 years apart, but does that mean he needs one soul every 50 years or two souls no more than 50 years of age apart? What if they don't have a boy or girl with that time frame? Do they have to be direct blood related? What if the guy's grandson doesn't have a kid and the lineage dies with him? Why does he need to do this for 500 years? And again, what does the wizard get for helping the dragon out? And this just raises another question. Wouldn't they know this, like, after the 4th or 5th person was taken? Wouldn't they try to stop him, or at least tell the other family members about it? And I know, I asked about the wizard in all of this, but what about Yugioh? He's gonna come back alive, maybe burn down a city or two before the fucking Air Force strikes him down. Like, one A-10 Warthog and he's done. So we're introduced to Ghoster, played by David Henry. You might know him as the older brother in Wizards of Waverly Place, and the son you didn't see until the final episode of How I Met Your Mother. And some other stuff he seems to do, mostly minor roles. He's also got top billing, and he's the only cast member whose name is on the actual cover. Anyway, so Ghoster walks across the roof, like most ghosts do, before flying over to Big Ben. That's a wyvern, not a dragon. Yeah, I know technically wyverns are like dragons, but dragons and wyverns are two very different creatures. It's mostly that dragons have 4 legs and wyverns have 2 legs, and they just use their wings to move around like a bat. Plus their tails also have a poison stinger, but that's neither here nor there. Skyrim and Game of Thrones also gets this wrong as well. Dragons have 4 legs.
Sorry, Yugioh, but it ends here.
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking trying to bite a ghost as a ghost. Okay, so a Chaos Emerald was just sitting at the top of Big Ben. And it might be just because I'm a dumb American, but I say Big Ben in the loosest of terms, because besides a little factoid we learn later in the movie, this one shot looks nothing like where Big Ben is located. I mean, besides the heavy fog.
What? No!
Oh no, I forgot, I'm a fucking ghost!
So, we meet again, Buzz Lightyear, for the last time.
I don't know how you escaped, but you will get back in the box.
I don't know how you escaped, but I know the writers never thought of it either, so it's not like we're ever gonna find out how. But anyway, get back into the box.
Foolish boy. There is no hope without the light knife.
Oh yeah, of course, the light knife. People often forget about that tiny little important detail.
The only thing that can destroy the diamond and set the light forces free. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have said that, but the movie couldn't have happened without that little bit of dialogue, apparently.
Where is it?
Hidden away, where only a member of your bloodline could ever find. I shouldn't have said that either.
Yeah, for a dragon, you're kind of an idiot. I'm surprised you lasted this long, actually. By the way, real quick, Yugioh was slain in the midst of the 15th century.
Legends tell that in the midst of the 15th century,
Which isn't the 1500s, it's the 1400s, actually. The midst of it would be around 1450. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume this movie takes place in 2022 when this movie came out, which means that it's been over 500 years, so yeah, you already failed, doofus.
You idiot!
you'll forever be tied to the realm between worlds.
Yeah, well, he is a ghost. I would imagine he would be in the realm between worlds. That's kind of how ghosts operate. Also, if you got out of that box before and you don't know how he got out, then chances are you didn't fix it and he's just going to escape again, which he obviously does. So, we also learned some more backstory that's supposed to tie everything together, but it really just ends up with us asking more questions.
The owner and final surviving heir of Eccleville Manor passed away this evening. Nephew William disappeared under suspicious circumstances which remain unsolved to this day. He was last seen on the property by a butler. His remains were never found. Despite insisting on being overseas at the time, Mr. Miller was accused of foul play.
Okay, so a kid goes missing and he's last seen by the butler, and you accuse the uncle who was overseas at the time? Did you guys not have any other eyewitnesses that could confirm his story? Also, I guess this was the year due process was taking a vacation, because you can just arrest and jail someone without taking him to court with no evidence. Alright, so we move on to girl of the movie meeting up with her father, whose names are I don't know and I don't care.
Is that the last of it from the record store?
Yeah. Shame that we have to shut it down, because your mom would never have let that happen.
Oh, I guess mom's also dead. Well, that was just some exposition, I guess. So the dad just got done clearing the store. I guess they had a store. I don't know. They call it the market store, which tells me that they had a business that just went under. Conveniently the same time the power went out and they got an eviction notice.
Power's cut too.
And then this guy's just all like, well, gotta eat all that ice cream. Like, dude, seriously, you're losing your house. Maybe, like, focus on that a bit.
We'll just have to eat all that ice cream before it melts. Yeah?
What's wrong with you?
You know, Dad, maybe we still have a place if you didn't spend all of our money on NFT candles. It's a sound investment, honey. You'll see.
I think it's about time we put those first editions up for sale.
No. I don't think you should do that.
What's the point of collecting them if they're worthless when you need them?
I'd feel...
What, feel like you might have a roof over your head next week?
Now you sound like me.
Teehee, we're homeless. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Walk towards the random voice in the middle of the night. That's probably how Mom went, actually. Hell, maybe she wants to get out of this movie as soon as possible. I don't really blame her.
Hello?
So some spooky ghost left a note at the door, addressed to the girl's mother, saying she inherited a mansion in Echoville, Messina Falls, which, for the life of me, I could not pinpoint an exact location. But this building we see in a few minutes has Oklahoma on the door, plus right here it says Guthrie, Oklahoma. Plus this was filmed shockingly in Oklahoma, so I'm guessing we're there.
We regret to inform you that your great uncle Winston Miller has passed away.
I did not know Mom had a great uncle.
You are now the sole heir to Echoville Manor in Messina Falls, which has been in your family since 1685.
Wow, that's actually quite amazing, considering we established that the Millers, being from England, and Oklahoma was owned by the French until the late 1700s.
A mansion?
Did you not hear him when he just said it 3 seconds ago?
Custodian Juan Sanchez to meet you to hand over the keys in the coming days. Is this real? I mean...
I think it's real.
Well, honey, we have no evidence of this being real, so it must be true.
We could sell this place.
So the duo get on their green screen mobile and go check out the manor. The only thing that the daughter could find out about it was some blog posts that say it's haunted. Not like, you know, the child that went missing 50 years ago.
I've been thinking about our options once we get there. We can just move right into Echo House.
Echoville.
Echoville. And make it our own.
Okay, kind of sounds like the only option you have since you just got evicted, but whatever.
I could turn it into a recording studio and invite artists from all over the world to come and record their albums, and we could feed them and we could accommodate.
And what happens when summer's finished?
Man, this guy is a piece of shit. He just found out that his daughter, I'm assuming that the daughter's the one that inherited it because her mother had it and then she died, so technically her daughter would be the next in line. I don't think her dad has any blood connections to the family. At least I hope he doesn't. She would get it instead, and he's immediately making it about him and his store, or making a recording studio for porn or something.
Okay, so option B is that we put it on the market because I feel that we could make enough money to pay off the vultures at the bank and then have enough left over to start a new life.
Okay, so the options are live in this house and let dad run it to the ground, or sell this house to pay off the debt that the dad was too stupid to pay off himself. Father of the year right here. I think Heihachi could probably learn a thing or two from this guy. Even more evidence when he leaves his daughter in a random unknown place to get run over by bikers while he goes to a weed shop? What? Yeah, so anyway, this scene happens where this kid is being chased by some other bikers, and every time they cut to the kid, it's obvious he's not moving and it's a green screen. I also like how this owl statue thing only shows up when it's a close-up shot of him, and then immediately goes away when we get farther away. Yeah, that was probably as dangerous as it looked. And somehow he circles around back to the girl before pedaling away, leaving the owl thing behind for her to pick up.
Let's go.
After committing grand larceny, they finally arrive at the mansion, where we are then reintroduced to Ghoster.
No.
We also meet Juan, the caretaker of this mansion.
Sorry, folks. I'm Juan Sanchez, the custodian here at Echoville Manor. Welcome to Echoville Manor.
Wow.
You can say that again.
Wow.
You can say that again.
Wow.
The manor was originally built in the 1500s. Then after Joseph Miller, your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, shipped the building here to Messina Falls brick by brick in the 1800s.
Okay, so the mansion wasn't built in Oklahoma. It was built in, I guess, would be England, and then moved brick by brick in the 1800s to Oklahoma? I'm pretty sure nobody in their right mind would ever do that.
So, what are your plans?
We thought that we would move in and stay here a few weeks and, maybe clean the place up a little and figure it out from there.
There also hasn't been anyone to pay my wages in like over 20 years, so you guys do owe me a lot of money.
But we're really not in a position to pay someone right now.
Oh no. Did you not read the whole letter? The estate covers my services.
What? How?
Hey, race you to find the best room.
Now we have this whimsical moment where
You're
Dad and girl go running around this place to find a room for them to sleep in probably the worst way to do it.
I found my room!
Me too.
Mirror on the wall.
Floor.
Who's the fattest of them all?
Okay, I think Dad sampled a little bit too much when he was at the weed store.
It's Elizabeth, you knucklehead.
This is bad comedy.
I'm gonna go get the bags out of the car.
I'll be down in a sec.
And then Ghoster introduces himself to Girl in the most inefficient way possible.
What? What is it?
We also meet this woman who shows up literally out of nowhere and is immediately invited in. How is this guy allowed to take care of a child?
They do say it's 13 years bad luck to move into a new house and then stare into the mirrors right away.
Yeah, no one says that.
The residents in those days deemed it bad luck to move into a new house that didn't already have its mirrors covered up.
Really?
Oh, yes. It was considered extremely unlucky. Should we go cover the others?
Okay, so they just let this random woman run around unsupervised with a girl to go cover up all the mirrors in the house? I did originally thought maybe it was because she was a vampire, but no, the reason is actually much stupider.
Hello?
Does no one lock their fucking doors anymore?
Hello?
Who the fuck is this guy that he can just walk in unannounced?
Mr. Alessi, how did you...
We have ways to track people.
Many ways to track people down, huh? Does that include satellite tracking because they just got here?
Seems you've come upon a windfall.
Well, it's not so much me as it is my late wife's family.
Again, my condolences. Based on the contract that you signed with us, any inheritance that you befell can be seized to cover your debts.
And
Okay, so this guy is the bank, I guess, and apparently the contract that the dad stupidly signed means that any inheritance that befalls him can be seized by the bank. Okay, one, it didn't befall to him, it befell to his wife, and again, I'm pretty sure in that sense her daughter would get it next. Oklahoma does have a marital ownership or something, and the bank can hold a lien on the property if the person owes them money, but I'm also pretty sure after you get evicted from the house, the bank can't follow you to the next house and demand the previous house debt. Just the amount that you owed them before the eviction, which I don't think you can just seize the next house for, at least not without a court hearing. I think lawyers should now be getting involved, is all I'm saying.
I understand that. We're going to fix the place up and sell it to get the money to pay you, with interest, of course.
Also, that was some great ADR, guys. You couldn't just move the camera slightly down.
Despite what you might think of me, Mr. Orrin, I am not an unreasonable man.
You just broke into this guy's house and demanded payment. If I didn't know any better, I would have said you were part of the mob. But even then, the mob is still a little bit tasteful with their tactics.
So here's what I'll do. I'll give you a month to fix this place up, find a buyer, whatever you need to do. However, this place has not sold after a month. Asquith Savings and Loan will seize this place in its entirety to cover our agreement.
Okay, so either you guys sell the house and then use the money to pay off the bank, or you don't sell the house and the bank just takes the house to pay off the debt. So either way, you're not going to have a place to live and the debt's going to be cleared? Am I getting that right?
But, I mean, you can't just...
Or we can seize it today.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, you can't do shit until a court hearing, I'm pretty sure. So good luck with that lawsuit, douche.
Very well. Shall we say stroke of midday after 28 days?
Yeah, that's not a month. Unless this is February, which I don't think it is.
And thank you. Sincerely.
Grow a fucking backbone, dude.
Well, we better get busy.
Oh, Clarence, the things these kids post out on them inner tubes, oh, wait, I do not get that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can't pay off any debt. I'm almost fairly certain you could probably just settle on a monthly payment, by the way. But sure, let's immediately jump to house seizing. But you have enough to buy paintbrushes and 1 bucket of paint? What kind of job do you have again that you can just move across the country and still have money for paint supplies?
We're just doing some renovations on a house that we inherited.
Oh, now that you know where we are, you can keep that paint flowing.
Yes, sir.
Which part of town is the property? Happy to lend a hand.
Well, that's very nice. It's Eccleville Manor.
Thanks for shopping at Nick's.
Whoa! Does this kid not know how to ride a fucking bike?
The BMX bandit returned.
Aren't you the people moving into Eccleville Manor? My father's a custodian.
Oh, Juan is your father.
Yeah,
I almost forgot. Abigail Owl statue?
actually, it belongs to you. Well, to Eccleville. I was getting it back after those two took it.
Well, that's real fucking convenient. How the fuck did those two guys break in to steal it? Why the fuck did they decide to steal it?
What's so special about it?
There's a key inside. I don't know what it opens, but I couldn't let those two just take it.
I couldn't open it to confirm, but there's definitely a key inside it. Ghoster then tries to communicate with Girl again. Her name's Elizabeth, by the way. And, okay, why are you choosing the path of most resistance, Ghoster?
You cannot sell the...
What?
Sorry, it was the, it was a spider. Another spider.
I can spray the house tomorrow.
Look, you are peeling the potato itself now. Just peel the skin.
Thank you. It was delicious.
Now is my chance.
Okay, why is the kid riding his bike home? Did they forget that his father was right there? Ghoster then has a brilliant plan to jump into the boy's bike mirror so he can go to his place so they can talk to him about Elizabeth. I can think of 3 plans off the top of my head that wouldn't be as stupid as this, but whatever.
Software update complete. Update? Wonder what they've added.
Wow, this is like the shittiest game I've probably ever seen. Like, what is even the objective?
Enough with the poking. I need your help. Now, if I might... not again!
Okay, I think I can talk about Ghoster now. He sucks. Almost like everything about him kinda sucks. Although there are moments where his CGI is passable, the voiceover for him doesn't really match any of his moods, and his eyes for some reason are huge. And did I mention that his plans are stupid?
Who are you?
It's not important. Just call me Ghoster for now.
Why?
Because I've been trapped there for 50 years when an evil ghost dragon called Yugioh imprisoned me when I tried to destroy a diamond he hid at Big Ben. So he tied me to the realms between your world and mine by trapping me in mirrors with a curse which can't be broken unless I get the light knife by outsmarting him.
Well, when you put it like that, this plot is terrible.
This is not a joke.
So you're really real?
I assure you, I am.
But...
I need your help to talk to Elizabeth. Every time she sees me, she screams.
Mr. Oren, is
Yes.
Elizabeth in?
Lizzie? Mateo's here.
Well, okay, bye, boy, who's my daughter's age, and as a father, I am perfectly okay with leaving alone in a house. Have fun. Okay, so Ghoster's new plan is to get the boy to not have Elizabeth freak out. How well does that go?
Spit it out, will you?
Poorly, it seems. It's almost like you could have just introduced yourself from the beginning.
Hey, let's get down to business. I need your help.
You'd better stay calm for this. This is... pretty wild.
And stupid.
Until the next full moon, so that the doorway to the chamber in the basement, we have to pass the extremely dangerous challenges and retrieve the light knife from Yugioh.
But the good news is that the next full moon is in 3 weeks. Friday the 13th.
So if it's Friday the 13th, that means that it's either August of 2021 or May of 2022. I would figure that it's maybe May because they're all wearing jackets and hoodies, and I can't imagine them wearing that in Oklahoma in the middle of August, even though Elizabeth said she wasn't in school, so I guess it's August because of summer break?
Accommodate.
And what happens when summer's finished and I go back to school?
But that doesn't really matter because neither of those years had full moons on Friday the 13th.
To achieve being reborn, he steals the souls of children in my family, which he encases within his diamond.
Which is in the bell tower of Big Ben.
Except it's not in the real London, but in a painting of it. Yes, it was hanging in the house, but after the last time I entered to try and destroy the diamond, someone took it down.
Look.
At least, Yugioh told me where the light knife is.
He told you how to defeat him. Doesn't seem like the smartest ghost dragon, does he?
You might change your mind after you see the first challenge.
Yeah, I've seen this movie, so I know what the first challenge is. He's not that smart.
If I agree to help, you two both have to work double time to help me and my dad get this place ready to sell.
Deal.
Right. Where should we start?
Okay, so by stop them from selling this place, you meant help them get ready to sell this place and then try to do the painting thing on the next full moon. Well, okay, I guess that's a plot point dropped. We cut to the bank guy being met with this guy who represents a powerful client. Yeah, the dragon, no frickin' duh. And he's also actually played by the same guy who's voicing Yugioh, so is it like he's Yugioh or something? Anyway, he wants to have instant acquisition of the mansion, which is something I'll rant about when I get to the actual rant of the dragon's plans.
I need you to speed up the process.
Listen to me, old man. Give me your blue eyes white dragon card and I'll trade you all of these.
Yeah, there's no way in hell this is $100,000, dude. None of these stacks look full.
We expect to break ground in 2 weeks, Mr. Alessi.
I'm just going to leave $100,000 with you and trust that you'll honor this deal that we in no way actually agreed upon. I'm a great businessman.
So, let me get this straight. Yugioh, a ghost dragon, trapped your life force in a diamond that's hidden in a painting of London.
Did we not just go over this? Why are we repeating this for like the 4th time? When we get to like the 6th repeat, does it seem less ridiculous?
If you're tied to the mirrors at Echoville, how are you able to get to Mateo's house?
If one mirror passes another, I can jump into it.
So, Ghoster is bound to the mirror of the manor unless he's near another mirror from outside that connects even though the bike mirror wasn't inside the manor? And he can jump to another mirror once outside. I fail to see where exactly he's bound to this house.
So how did you end up here?
Were you not listening? He just said he was trapped here by a dragon.
I was little. 7, I think. My parents, they passed away. One day I went to the cellar to hide, and I never came back. I had a baby sister, barely 6 months, but she passed away too.
So, Ghoster had a sister who passed away, and it's Elizabeth's mother, if you couldn't somehow guess that. I mean, he calls out to Abigail in the beginning.
I'm sorry, Abigail!
And it's revealed very early that Abigail's the name of the mother.
Dear Abigail.
Plus, she inherited this manor, and Ghoster states that his family lived here. So, yeah, this twist isn't so much of a twist as more like a flat surface.
So the cellar. What's down there?
The owl painting. It's like the painting of London with one difference. You need a key to pass into it.
Besides, you know, the fact that one's a painting of London and one's a painting of a fucking owl. By the way, there were cars moving in that painting of London, so I don't really know why or how the fuck that's possible. That was the big secret of the owl statue? You know, the one where Juan's son couldn't figure it out, how to open it? It was just a slight twist and pull? What is he, stupid?
I don't understand. How does the key work with the painting?
Only during the full moon will the door be revealed. If we have the key, we'll be able to enter the painting.
Okay, so why do we need the mansion for this? Just move the painting somewhere else. Ghoster isn't trapped in this house. Just have him go into the necklace or some shit. Also, I don't get the time window here. They clearly say at the end of the month, didn't they? The 13th is in the middle of the month, so you have plenty of time.
Believe me, I've gone through every book here.
And I know just where to look. Come on, let's head into town. Wi-Fi in this place is terrible.
Okay, so what? Ghoster can now just walk down the streets with no one batting a fucking eye that there's a ghost in the middle of the sidewalk?
They're asked in the history of time. And they mostly use them to look at cat pictures.
Well, not every question. I can't find anything about Yugioh.
Well, we just have to keep looking.
All property, including Echoville Manor, will be seized within 7 days.
Yeah, bullshit much. They can't just change the agreement like that.
He gave you his word.
Unfortunately, these vultures can do whatever they want.
Okay, so the dad definitely took money from the mob, right? So I guess because the writers kind of figured out that they had plenty of time before, they quickly lowered the time limit and also had Ghoster introduce himself to the father.
And what happens?
The doorway to defeat Yugioh will open.
Who said that?
Remember how you said you didn't believe in ghosts?
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Oh.
Dad!
So that's why we need just a little more time. And once we do all that, then you can let them have the house.
So you're in?
I'm in.
Well, that was simple. It was almost like you should have started with the dad or something.
So, now what?
When I was in college, I was the Halloween king.
Well, that has nothing to do with the current situation, considering that it's not even October. Unless it is, but then it breaks some of the timeline of events. Even though it's not really kept well in the first place. Okay, so they sent 2 bank guys to repossess the house. Don't repossessions usually have, like, police involved to make sure that the tenants don't do anything? You know, like what they're doing to these poor guys who are just doing their job right now.
I want to suck your...
You know, yours is the 10th team to come back saying that that place is haunted.
They've been doing this for 10 days at least? Why were the cops not called after the 3rd time this happened? So the main bank guy shows up and they have him walk around the house, and instead of scaring him like the others, they have Ghoster just jump into his car for little to no reason. I thought it was going to be to scare him, but he seems to just be there so he can finally get this plot moving along with 20 minutes left in the film.
Just have your stuff packed and ready to go by tomorrow.
Why have you not acquired Echoville Manor yet?
Minor detail. Just give me a final 24 hours, and then you and the Golden Dragon Corporation can commence demolition.
Golden Dragon? Huh? Yugioh!
What'd you say?
Guys, it's Yugioh! That's why the bank is kicking you out!
Dad, you might be wondering why there's a ghost talking to us, so don't be scared, but...
Me? Scared? Ghoster and I go way back. Sure, I even tried to help him escape on the last full moon, but we didn't get far. Couldn't figure out the first challenge.
Then why the fuck did Ghoster do all this shit? Why did he hide behind mirrors in the sink faucets to try to get the girl's attention? You were right there during dinner. Why couldn't Ghoster have just made himself known? Then couldn't you just help explain the situation? Why the actual fuck did he go on the boys' bikes then to Juan's house to talk to the son, to talk to Elizabeth? You were at Juan's house. Why not just fucking talk to him and then get this whole thing settled?
Again!
What's going on in there?
Nothing. Just escape.
Why the hell didn't you just bring the paintings in the Juan's place there so you could work on the challenges together? Ghoster is bound to the mirrors of the mansion. That doesn't mean the mansion itself. Just take a fucking mirror and put it in your house so Ghoster can get there or whatever. But it's not like they ever stick with this premise for longer than how long fruit-flavored gum keeps its flavor. And they probably did this because they forgot Juan was even in this fucking movie until just now. You just wasted about 40 minutes of my time, movie.
Ghoster is one of the last living owners of Echoville.
He was?
Yes.
Were you not fucking listening the other times Ghoster has said his family owns this fucking estate?
My great-uncle owned it, but they locked him up when they thought that he had caused me harm. But it wasn't him. It was Yugioh.
Yeah, I could have just told the authorities when they were originally searching for this fucking place, since my corpse was rotting in the fucking cellar at the time, but fuck it, why make sense now?
Well, I mean, if you free your life force, you could come back to life. I probably said too much there.
So, yeah, she's the dragon. Way to break cover there, 47.
If this house was mine, I promise. My family would always have a home here at Echoville.
Except we just lost this house.
That's very generous. Thank you, Ghoster. Actually, what's your real name?
William.
So, Ghoster knew that his name was William, but insisted that he be called Ghoster for some reason?
It's not important. Just call me Ghoster for now.
And why did the dad ask that? Wouldn't the mother have told him what her brother's name was?
It's Friday the 13th. We've got one shot at this. Are we ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Why did we have to be outside for this?
The light of the full moon needs to hit the painting.
Then the painting shouldn't be in the basement! So now we're at the final part of this movie. The dreaded challenges that have been discussed this entire movie. Let's see how hard this is.
I know the letters on the shields must be part of the solution.
This one says K.
What?
K. This one has an A.
Oh, this kid is gonna get them killed.
This one has an E.
It says B.
Wait, tail?
Was it something I said?
I think we need to say them in order.
You think you need to say it in order. You think? It was just said earlier that you and Juan have been working on these puzzles before.
I even tried to help him escape on the last full moon, but we didn't get far. Couldn't figure out the first challenge.
And clearly you don't need a person to be here to do it because you just said a letter and the puzzle recognized it. But you still haven't solved this yet? There's only 4 letters! You had a whole while to think this puzzle over.
It's a scrambled word. The letters are B, K, E, and A.
I've got it. Bake.
Oh my god, you idiots. Look at the owl at the center of the fucking room. God, this is like when you're a DM and you made a very easy puzzle for your players and they still somehow get it wrong.
Guys, the owl statue. Notice what's missing?
Beak, of course. It has to be beak.
It better be, or we're gonna be shish kebabs. Wait a minute, kebab! K.
That's it, I'm whacking both of you.
Ow.
Look.
B-E-A-K!
This was the hard puzzle Juan couldn't solve? Really? Okay, next challenge is a room of mirrors with levers with Roman numerals on it. And I will admit this one had a neat twist, kind of. Instead of it being 6 as it looks like here, it's 4 because the mirror reflection. I wouldn't exactly call this dangerous, scary, or hard to solve, but I would have gotten this wrong the first attempt.
1.
What are you doing?
2.
Are you trying to kill us?
You were the fucking idiot who almost got you guys killed. You have no leg to stand on. Okay, challenge 3. Where's the third puzzle?
There you are. Thank heavens I found you.
Oh, we just go straight on to the final boss. Okay. Don't really see how they couldn't have solved this whole thing in 50 years, but whatever. At least the movie's almost done.
Let's just say Ghoster's not the only one who can travel through mirrors.
Look! It's Yugioh!
So Yugioh is this lady all along, and him and Ghoster finally confront each other.
The light knife!
Okay, so you just left the only thing that could stop you out in the open?
You think with your little knife that you have the power to take on me.
Oh yeah, that is the one thing that can actually stop me. Wow, I'm actually brain dead.
What's happening? Elizabeth!
Do you really think I'd let you get through all of my challenges and defeat me?
It's kind of dumb that you even let them try to attempt this, to be honest.
What have you done with Ghoster?
I placed a spell on him. His life force is draining. By midnight, he will be no more.
I guess I forgot it. I needed his life force to come back to life or something. Oh no, our two protagonists need to fight the ghost dragon. How are they gonna get out of this one?
I've dreamt of this moment for 50 years. But when that wretched uncle of theirs sent your mother away, I had to bide my time. A female member of your family's bloodline was required. Who do you think sent the inheritance letter?
Okay, so Yuto's plan was absorb the sibling souls, even though you don't need them to be siblings. That was never really a rule. They just needed it to be 50 years apart. But does that mean that the other souls you captured were all siblings? If so, then why did they wait 500 years to do something about this? And then you sent the inheritance letter to Elizabeth? Even though if you knew where Elizabeth is, you would know where her mother is then. And you're not trapped to this one location like Ghoster because you have an international company and make enough money to buy the mansion. And actually, why did you wait to buy this place? Why didn't you just buy the place, then send a letter to Elizabeth telling her she got the mansion? That would have kept the banks from interfering at least. And if they did, you could have just stopped them then as well. And why was seducing the dad part of the plan? And why didn't you just kill Juan back then, since he clearly knows Ghoster from way back? And why didn't you move this painting? You clearly moved the London one. In fact, why have the one thing that could stop you in the one location where the one person who can stop you needs it to stop you? Why didn't you just leave it in a cave somewhere in Korea or something? And this plan, again, goes out the window when you remember you're currently killing Ghoster so that you're still going to be missing a soul.
Failure is your destiny. You are made of stupid.
Not today, Yugioh!
What's this?
No, I second that. What?
No, this isn't how it ends. Not like this. No!
Grab the box, Elizabeth!
Sit on this.
Okay, so the mom just shows up out of fucking nowhere where she then squashes Yuto. Which, by the way, that was it for Yuto. They put him in a box and we never see him again. Even though they clearly hint at something happening.
I am so proud of you.
I'm still so scared for Ghoster.
I can save him, but I need to say goodbye. I cannot return after.
And why can't you?
I can give him a life he never had. Darling, I love you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, so Mom saves Ghoster somehow so he can take the knife and then hit the diamond to save the souls.
Hi, guys.
Even though the mom probably could have done this and probably come back to life with Ghoster. But whatever, I don't care.
What's happening?
The two kids then come back and look at the mirror. But what happened to Ghoster?
Look.
Yeah, so Ghoster is a kid again, and I guess he just has to live with the fact that he has 50 years worth of memories, and then the bank comes back. This time they have 3 people, so you know they're serious.
You're out of here. You're gone.
Mr. Alessi, I am the rightful heir and owner of Echoville Manor.
You? Oh, that's cute. But you're just a kid.
Master Windu.
You're under arrest, Chancellor.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
The Senate will decide your fate.
I am the Senate.
Not yet.
This should more than cover James's outstanding debts with interest.
Sure, a random kid who just said that they own this place even though the bank owns it now. I'll take these powdered shards of I'm not even going to bother identifying them to know of their worth and say that the debt is paid in full. We make good decisions at Dumbasses and Co. Banking.
Now that unpleasantness is sorted, I believe we have a party to attend.
So, everyone's happy until the property taxes probably eventually kills them, and then they go broke again. And then the bank guy does this for some reason, whatever this means. And that was Ghoster. It was not good. In fact, I would probably call it bad. This movie was shit. The story is all over the fucking place, with concepts and plot lines that go nowhere or change between scenes. I do not believe for a second that this movie made any sort of profit. I did somehow manage to find that this movie made about $98,000 in the box office, and had a theatrical release in Russia only, somehow. But that's about it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did and would like to see more of this, please leave a like down below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can be alerted to when new videos come out. Oh god, does that mean I'm gonna have to eventually review CI Ape?